Welcome back, everybody, to the Octagonal Football League, the OFL, as we've got ourselves a 2-for-1 special. 2 games, 2 weeks, and 1 episode of action. So get your popcorn ready, because it's going to be a fun one. Starting with the Miami Dolphins, heading out to Oakland to take on the Raiders. The Raiders look kind of out of it in the playoff race, but the Dolphins, they're still looking good, currently on top of their division. Raiders aren't in the hunt. Both conferences are neck and neck, as this last month or so is going to be really interesting with all these teams neck and neck, as there's the rookie Buckshot Calvert with a nice play over to Terry McLaurin, second-year man out of the Ohio State University. Then here's Dalvin Cook going backwards. Cook was cooking up something today. Quite the performance from him. That was Cameron Jordan with the tackle. 3rd and 11, Buckshot up the middle just a little. That's Terry McLaurin once again for the Dolphin first down. Talented young rookie quarterback out of Liberty making the throw. Now 2nd and 2. Buckshot is going to be picked off. You can't spell intercepted without the D. Reuben Foster with the pick. I could make a hitting women joke, but I'm just not going to do that. First down, there's Leonard Williams with the sack, forcing a loss of 9. Grandpa Rivers going down. Might have tore a hamstring on that play. Ensuing Dolphins possession. Here's Dalvin Cook. 80 yards to the house. He just busted up the middle and decided, I don't feel like getting tackled this play. And the Dolphins are on the board first, as it is 7-0. What a run by Dalvin Cook. One of the top plays of the season. 3rd and inches now for Oakland. Phillip Rivers gets hit as he throws, but he will connect. There is a nice completion for a first down, as that one was Rashard Hollywood Higgins, who had a pretty big day for Oakland. However, 3rd down from the 44, it's Uchenna and Nwosu and company bringing down the quarterback. So that'll force an Oakland punt, but the punt would be blocked. That's what the X did in the DMs, and the Dolphins will extend their lead. Jalen Smith is the one with the touchdown. We got to look at this replay again to actually see the blocked punt right there, number 30. Cannot tell who that is, but oh well. So the Thins are now up 14-0 late in the first half, as Rivers on first down. Him and the Raiders need to get something going, as they do get that play. Now at the 12, after calling a timeout, Rashard Matthews with the play. Played for the Dolphins back in his NFL days, obviously now a member of the OFL. As from the 12, Rivers looking to throw it, but he's going to be sacked, as excellent play from the interior lineman. Now 3rd and 2. Rivers at the 4. Raiders do have a timeout left, but it's not going to matter, as they do get the touchdown, and Oakland will make this game just a little bit closer. That's the tight end, O.J. Orange Juice Howard with the score. And then here's Kenneth Dixon. Welcome to the second half, everybody. Dixon with a big run, bringing it all the way to the 45. And now at the 38, here comes the field goal unit. The kick is up, and it is short. Actually, very short. That's what she said. Actually, to be specific, that's what she told me. And the Dolphins will get the football back, as here's Dalvin Cook on first down with another nice run. Cook down the sidelines. Will he be caught? The answer is no. Another long touchdown for Cook. 55 yards this time, 21-7. Miami up, as here is Rivers with a nice play, bringing it to the 19-yard line. That's Bam, Cameron Meredith with the play. And then Rivers on the read option. Old man trying to show he still has the legs. But instead the ball comes out, and somehow the Raiders pick it up. 92 right there. Had a perfect opportunity to grab it. But just, I don't know how he missed that. And then the kick would be good, as the Raiders will make it 21-10. Stephen Hauschka makes the field goal as we move to the fourth quarter now. Buckshot Calvert on 3rd and 6. Short pass over to Cooks. And the ball comes flying out, picked up by Reuben Foster once again. Have yourself a day. And the Raiders are kind of back in it. As Rivers on first down, he's going to get it over to his main man, Orange Juice, O.J. Howard. Lots of catches in this game for Howard. Now from the 25. Rivers looking. He will get it over to Hollywood Higgins, and he's going to bring it to the 4 as Oakland is really trying to punch it in. 2nd and goal now from the 5. Rivers, Grandpa, looking, and he will get it in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. And the Raiders will make this game a little bit closer. The booth would review it, but the play would end up standing. However, the 2-point conversion will be no good as Kenneth Dixon does not get it. That's Uchenna Nwosu with the play. So the score will remain 21-16. 3rd and 8 from the 44. Buckshot under pressure. Big sack for Oakland. They had the chance to potentially drive down the field and walk it off. With one timeout, about a minute and a half to go. Rivers looking deep. That was a perfect opportunity, but the ball was dropped. Now 3rd and 9. The Raiders do get the conversion. That's Cam Meredith bringing it to the 45-yard line. Now at the 34. Raiders still have that timeout as Rivers going up the middle just a little, bringing it to the 3. 19 seconds left. Oakland out of timeouts. This might be their last opportunity as Rivers on 1st and goal, taking his sweet old time. Rivers has all the time in the world. He's going to be sacked. The ball comes out, and the Raiders will not get back to the line of scrimmage in time. In dramatic fashion, it's the Miami Dolphins who get the win, 21-16. Looking at the box score, nice game for Rivers. Buckshot Calvert was kind of quiet, but that's mainly because of the Dolphins' run game. Dalvin Cook went off, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Dixon played pretty well, too. As you look at the defensive stats, 3 tackles for loss for Calvin Chason, 3 sacks for Leonard Williams. As the Eagles and the Giants, pretty much any NFC East game is important because all 4 of those teams are over 500 contending. It is Philadelphia who does get the win, and they are sort of separating themselves as the favorite in the division. Packers beat the Vikings. Minnesota at this point is tanking, and Green Bay, after a slow start, is playing really good football as they try to take full control of that division. A month ago, it seems like the Bears had that one in full control as they do get the win here. Chicago's been on a little bit of a losing streak, but it does come to an end. Only 9 carries, but 119 yards and a touchdown for the top pick, Humphrey Hobart, out of Idaho State. Solid game as well for the rookie quarterback Calvin Mentor, as the Colts barely beat the Ravens 24-21. Indy looks like a contender for the playoffs. Baltimore looks like a contender for the trash can. Another nice game from Jack Jackson, who's been outstanding since taking the starting job from Carson Wentz. As Tennessee defeats New England, and the Dolphins now have sole possession of first place in the AFC East. Patriots are currently 1 game back. New England has the more talented roster, but clearly they've had an OFL Bowl hangover, as it is the Buffalo Bills defeating the Cleveland Browns. Browns also looking like they are full tanks ahead. Jacob Eason has played well, to be fair, this season. Redskins destroy the Cowboys. 5 touchdown passes from a rookie quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, and Dallas they have no answer for Tua. And a big win for Washington. Dallas is last place in that division. They're not doing bad, but in a super competitive division, you'd like to win that game as the Steelers beat the Bengals. And Pittsburgh has really gained ground on Cincinnati, and I believe they are now in first place of that division. The AFC North is a total train wreck, but good for Pittsburgh. Niners beat the Seahawks. 4-touchdown day from Lamar Jackson. He actually plays well. I find that hard to believe. This is not your real-life Lamar Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. This Lamar Jackson is not the best at throwing the football. I'm going to warn you right now, but big win for San Francisco. Cardinals beat the Falcons 27-20. So this means San Francisco and Arizona at 8-4 are tied for first in the division. Seahawks are 2 games back at 6-6. Falcons, meanwhile, I believe, fall to 7-5. The contending Panthers barely beat the tanking Rams. Jordan Love just acquired in a trade with the 49ers, making his debut today for the Rams. Love and a few mid-round draft picks were traded in exchange for offensive lineman David Bakhtiari, as the Jets beat the Chargers in an upset. New York looks like a candidate for the top pick in the draft. The Chargers are fighting for a playoff berth, but they are sort of slowing down steam And that wild card spot isn't looking too good for them, even after they ended up winning a playoff game last year. Chiefs beat the Broncos in a low-scoring game, 14-7. Quiet performance from Wes Lunt, but hey, a win is a win. And the Chiefs are really trying to gain ground on the rest of the OAFC, as it seems like they have the momentum to be first place in the conference, but it obviously is really close, as the Detroit Lions defeat the New Orleans Saints, 2 touchdowns from both Cam Newton and Kerryon Johnson. Both of these teams are sort of on the outside looking in. They're both fighting for a playoff berth, but it's not looking too hot. Jaguars beat the Texans 16-10. After a very hot start to the season, Jacksonville then really took a dip. But they're starting to play better football as they do try to contend for a potential playoff berth, despite 4 sacks from Ndamukong Suh. Here's a look at your players of the week. We're not going to go over schedules and standings because we got another week of football to talk about. And the people wanted to see the Dolphins again. Got to deliver what the people request. Is Miami here back at Hard Rock Stadium to be facing off against the Buffalo Bills. And this is a big game. Dolphins sitting at 7-5, but the Bills and Patriots are right on their tails. Both teams at 6-6. So Miami can either gain full control or Buffalo can win, and all hell will break loose in this division. Bills starting with the football from the 38. Here is Jake Fromm going to scramble like he's late on a date. Got the moves like Jagga, and he's going to launch a bomb deep downfield for a wide-open target who will bring it to the 23-yard line. Really nice play by the rookie Fromm. That'll be a nice first down. Now at the 4, 1st and goal. Jake Fromm, he would look to throw it, and he would get the touchdown, as that's gimme that Tyler Croft mac and cheese. And the Bills will lead at 7-0. Nice dance moves, by the way, by Croft. So here comes the Dolphins. This one is not Dalvin Cook. It's actually the rookie Chuba Hubbard out of Oklahoma State with the touchdown, and the Fins will tie it up at 7 apiece quickly. Buffalo has it back. Nick has a 7.5-inch Chubb. I know, creepy. Just go with the joke. He brings it to the 21. Nice run for Chubb. And then from the 8, 2nd and goal for Buffalo, as Fromm trying to evade the pressure, but he would be sacked as Calebon Chason going downstairs where Daddy hides the VCR tapes. I'm changing it from vodka. Anyway, here is Buffalo going for the field goal. The kick is good, as it is now 10-7, Bills on top. I don't know why we need to see the replay again. So, Dolphins have it back at the 44, 2.5 to go in the first half. As Buckshot Calvert, quiet start to this game. He wanted to launch a nuke, but instead he gets sacked, fumbles it, and the big offensive lineman will pick it up, and he actually gains positive yardage. I guess that's successful for the Dolphins. And then from the 27, Calvert under pressure. He's going to be sacked as the slot cornerback coming in, bringing down the quarterback. So now from the 21, Dolphins going to go for the field goal in 4th and 4. The kick is good. And this game is tied up at 10 as we go on to the second half. Fins with the football. Here is Calvert on 2nd down. Short pass over to the tight end, Mark Andrews, former Oklahoma Sooner. Okay, Boomer Sooner, bringing it to the 34. And the very next play, Calvert, short pass, but the ball is jarred loose and picked up by Nigel Bradham. That was Cooks who lost it. So now the Bills would do absolutely nothing, but they would get a nice punt. As look at this, Buckshot nearly sacked in the end zone. Instead, he's going to get it over to Brandon Cooks. And instead of a safety, the Fins now have it at the 43. What a turn of events. That's a football play by a darn good football player. I'm talking about Buckshot Calvert, as he does get the touchdown over to Andrews. And the Fins will take the lead. 17-10, last play of the third quarter. Here is Fromm. He's going to get a nice pass over to the old man, Greg Olsen, to the 41. Started the season with San Francisco, acquired in a trade for draft picks and offensive guard Chris Lindstrom. Now from the 42, 3rd and 11. Nice conversion by Jake Fromm and the crew. Now about 4 minutes to go in the game. 3rd and goal at the 1. Fromm going to throw it in the back of the end zone. And what does Buffalo do on 4th and goal? Considering how close they are going to elect to go for it. They decide to throw the ball, however, as the pass is incomplete. Drew Tranquil is injured for the Dolphins, but nonetheless, they do get the stop. Bills now out of timeouts as Dalvin Cook on 3rd down. He's going to get the first, and that's all she wrote as the Dolphins go 2-0 in this episode. They defeat the Bills 17-10 and have sole possession of first place in the division. Looking at the box scores, Calvert and Fromm were both efficient, but nothing really too special from them. Close game, wasn't necessarily a thrilling ending like the last game we saw with the Dolphins and Raiders, but still a fun one. Chiefs beat the Panthers 21-16. This might be an OFL Bowl preview. I mean, with all the drama in both conferences, I think at the moment the Chiefs are the best team in the OAFC, and the Panthers are probably the favorite in the ONFC. So this could be your OFL Bowl preview, but with like literally about 15 teams who can contend for it, I don't know if I'd go that far. Texans upset the Indianapolis Colts 27-24. Houston's really the only team in this division who doesn't really have a chance for the playoffs. Colts are currently a few games ahead of Jacksonville and Tennessee, so this is their chance to maybe make some ground. Cowboys with a nice win over the Bengals 28-14, getting back in the ONFC East race, while the Bengals lose another game as they are almost trying to throw the season out the window. Both Season 1 and Season 2, the Bengals started off really hot and then really cooled down since. Patriots do defeat the Jets, so New England is still only behind the Dolphins by 1 game. And the New York Jets are the first team in OFL Season 2 to be eliminated from playoff contention, but they will get a high draft pick. Lions beat the Bucks 20-14. This basically means Tampa Bay is essentially eliminated from playoff contention. A revenge game for the Lions. Remember, Tampa Bay beat them in the playoffs last season. Detroit, I believe, only a game back in the division as they're trying to make a fight. Bears with a monster win over the Packers. This was an important game for the Packers, but I think a must-win for Chicago. They had to get some momentum and gain some ground in this division. They do just that. It's going to be a wild finish between these two teams to see who ends up making the playoffs out of the NFC North. Interception for Chidobe Awuzie. I get an excuse to say his name as the Browns beat the Raiders 24-14. Unfortunately, both teams are now eliminated from from wild card contention. The Browns are not eliminated from playoff contention just because their division is an absolute joke. Cardinals lose to the Eagles 28-21 in a big game. Eagles have sole possession of first place in their division. Cardinals, meanwhile, go down to 8-5. They need a San Francisco loss this week if they want to keep this tie going in the division. Not giving out any spoilers. Giants beat the Redskins 21-14. Big win for the Giants. 3 touchdowns for Andrew Luck. Only 1 this week for Tua Tagovailoa. As I said, any game between teams in this division is a must-win for both sides, and it is New York who does walk away with the victory. Next up, we got the Rams and Seahawks tying at 28. The first tie of the entire season. Both Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield play really well. Unfortunately, the Rams are now eliminated from playoff contention, and Seattle isn't looking too hot, surprisingly. Seattle is one of the best rosters in the league. I'm surprised last year and this year they've played bad for their expectations. Falcons beat the Vikings 31-28. 3 touchdowns for both Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow. But unfortunately, the Vikings, my pick at the beginning of the season to win the championship, are now eliminated from playoff contention. Low scorer in Santa Clara, but the 49ers do defeat the Saints 11-14. Saints now fall to 6-7. They're not looking too hot. Niners at 9-4 have sole possession of the division. Look at those sack numbers. 3 sacks allowed by Eric McCoy, 2 by another player. Nobody on San Francisco had more than 1. But, I mean, Khalil Mack, Von Miller, Luke Kuechly, Devin White, all going for the same quarterback. Dalvin Tomlinson, Javon Kinlaw. It gets ugly for the opposing offense. Ravens actually beat the Titans Baltimore is eliminated from wild card contention, but once again, since their division is an absolute joke, they still technically have a chance. Titans, meanwhile, lose here as they don't gain ground on the wild card situation. Broncos shut out the, in air quotes, high-octane explosive offense that the Chargers have, led by Tom Brady and company. The OFL almost predicted where Tom Brady would go. That's kind of ironic. And then the Steelers beat the Jaguars. Another big win for the Steelers. They have sole possession of first place in the division. And Colts fans, you don't have to worry too much with both Tennessee and Jacksonville taking L's this week, which is pretty interesting as the Titans and Jaguars started to fall off a little bit. Maybe only one team out of that division makes the playoffs. Here's a look at your Week 15 schedule. Got a bunch of big games on tap for sure. A lot of important games for the playoff race. And I mean, just look at these standings. Only one team with double-digit wins, that being the Chiefs. Steelers currently in first place with the AFC North. Bengals in second. Ravens and Browns technically still alive. In the South, Colts 2 games ahead of the Titans and Jaguars. They should be able to clinch soon. Texans are pretty much out of it. In the East, Dolphins are a game ahead of New England, 2 ahead of the Bills, and the Jets are eliminated. And then in the West, Kansas City now starting to gain some control. They're 2 games ahead of the Broncos. Chargers can only clinch a wild card spot, and the Raiders are done. In the North, the Bears and Packers are tied. Lions only a game back, so that division is really interesting. In the South, Falcons and Panthers tied at 8-5. Saints trying to make a run. They're currently 6-7. And then in the East, Eagles 9-4. Redskins and Giants 8-5. Cowboys 7-6. I told you this division was really good. And then in the West, Niners a game ahead of the Cardinals, 2.5 ahead of Seattle. Rams are eliminated. Looking at the seedings, Chiefs 1, Colts 2, Broncos 3, Steelers 4. And then the 2 wild card teams. Denver, I guess, will be the 5 seed, and then a bunch of 7 and 6 teams in there. Meanwhile, in the ONFC, Eagles 1, Niners 2, Falcons 3, Bears 4, and then those 8 and 5 teams. Bears and Packers are tied, so I guess you could flip-flop between either one. And then your players of the week for Week 14, Jordan Love, Marcus Mariota, Darius Leonard, again, I think he won Week 13 too. And then Telvin Smith. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Have a good one. Deuces.